All right, we're live. Are we live? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't adjust your set. You are in the SongTown studios, but the only thing is the SongTown studio is currently torn down in boxes. We are moving to East Nashville, and so we're in a flux. I'm actually sitting in my old kitchen, and we have plants watering. We have hydroponic garden watering behind us right now, so you could
Oh,
probably hear the water. So don't adjust your sets. You're in the right place. I'm going to bring out Michael August, who's a great publisher in town to listen to your songs. We're going to give you live feedback. If this is your first time to Songtown, we do a lot of events like this live. We have over 1,000 lessons and courses at songtown.com. Check us out there. But we're going to go through songs tonight fast and furious. We're going to listen to verse, chorus, and we're going to give our opinion. Michael likes a song. He might hit you up later and say, hey, send me this song. And we don't put any pressure on him. Just like for the songs to speak for themselves. So without further ado, let's bring up Michael and we'll get started.
all right.
Woohoo!
Hey y'all,
Woohoo.
here we are.
Is that a skull behind you on the wall?
It is. It's a it's technically just a fake gold plated skull, but you
A
know,
gold
Sick.
plated skull. That seems like it should be in the state capital of Texas
it is.
or Wyoming or something.
Yeah.
I know this room was kind of like we were going for that whole Southwest feel a while ago, and then my wife is changing it. She's was going for the more like Hamptons coastal vibe now, which like,
Oh,
it's in a transitional period right now. So I got to take down the skull.
yeah.
Yeah, two different
Yeah, put a
aesthetics.
beach ball up there. Hamptons, let's go. Dana, what have you got on tap for the first song tonight? Oh,
Nice.
let me, before you do that, let me welcome everyone here. I
Yeah.
was in the chat for a few minutes, and I know we got people from the UK, Australia. We got people all over tonight,
Wow.
so it's going to be a fun time.
Awesome. Yeah, we got some good songs tonight. We ready to kick it off?
Yeah,
Heck,
let's go.
I'm
Let's
ready.
go for it. All
I'm ready.
right. So, first off, starting us off, Round the Kitchen by Josh Pryor.
And I'm in my kitchen.
And you're in your kitchen. Perfect.
Don't need a high rise, don't need no one else, girl, when the time's right.
Yeah.
We'll just do it ourselves. Ain't gotta fight, gotta drive, gotta get ourselves ready. Don't need to head to the city, all good as long as you're with me, yeah. It ain't the drink, it ain't the twinkle, I just saw in your eyes. Hell of a night, girl, what you doing for the rest of your life? Maybe if we think about it, baby, we can figure out that two for one ain't only for the weekend underneath neon lights. You make me feel something real on the tip of my tongue. Girl, I can't take you when you steal a look from across the room. You got me spinning, got me grinning, got me wishing I could spend our lives together, girl, just dance around the kitchen like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool tune, man. I love kicking us off upbeat, right?
All
I know,
right.
I love
On a
it.
nice up tempo. Man, yeah, this is a great vibes, great melodies. The track feels killer too. It feels fun. I don't know. I think I want to hear this one again. I think my first instinct is that the chorus felt a little long, like,
Yes.
but it has such a great feel. I think I'd have to give it another listen to like really make a judgment call.
I know Joshua's a Songtown member. He does tracks. Like this is his production. So
Nice.
he's very Joshua, you're very talented. I also felt like the chorus was a little long. I thought maybe if you want to do the double chorus, maybe save it for the second chorus.
That's exactly what I
And
thought.
make your first chorus pay off quicker to dancing around the kitchen.
Yes.
Um, and get to the point because if you have a double chorus and you don't get to the point of that chorus until the end of the double chorus. That's a long time to ask the listener to stretch their imagination to get there. So I think if you just clean up that chorus, make it half as long the first time, then maybe the second time you want to do it twice as long like that, where it's almost like a bridge, like it's an extension to it. But man, you had so many good hooks, like gotta fly, gotta drive, gotta get, like that whole thing with the rhythmic hooks, the melodic hook, that verse was killer.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I mean, melodically and rhythmically, that verse was spot on. I would just tighten up your chorus and make it pay off halfway through. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the vibe.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Michael, you hear a lot of demos. Joshua does this by himself. The production, is that competitive? You
Yeah.
think for?
I definitely
Yeah,
think it is. I really think it's competitive. I thought you had a great choice of singer too. That might have been Brandon Chase because I'm familiar with the vocal. And I love it's a great choice of vocal. Also, this is a solo, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
He's in our Edge group, Michael. So you might be seeing him soon. If you
Good.
guys don't know what the Edge group is, it's SongTown program where you work with a publisher every month. You write for recording artists. If you nail something, you can get your songs pitched. But yeah, Joshua's kind of new to the group, but he's very talented, and I think you can hear his talent there as far as melodically and rhythmically and track wise.
Oh
Great
yeah.
guy.
Dude, this
Totally.
is great. Man, you got triple threat right here, dude. I'm excited to hear some more stuff from you, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he actually included a question for you guys, and I think other people will, could be wondering this too. He was curious, what is the etiquette on having more than one plugger pitching a song at a time, or is that kind of frowned upon?
That's a great question. The only way it would be frowned upon is if you sign an exclusive deal and then have other non-exclusive people pitching it. But if you sign an exclusive or a non-exclusive single song contract, then it's pretty much expected that you might be shopping it elsewhere.
Mhm.
So really, it's just being upfront with the folks that are pitching the song, making sure they know, and there's an agreement between parties. But yeah, I would be, if, for example, if I signed a song non-exclusively, I would be under the assumption that other people could be pitching it as well. However, if I did sign it exclusively, I'd be expecting that we would be representing it.
Yeah.
Totally.
And if you do that, Joshua, you really need to communicate every step of the way. If one plugger is pitching that song to a famous artist and then Michael's pitching it to that same artist and then it gets cut, they're like, no, I got it cut. No, I got it cut. So it can get tricky. uh, Personally, for me as a writer, the only time I did it where I had multiple pluggers is when I was signed to a publishing company and I had my own co-pub. Then for my half of the song, I hired a plugger to pitch my catalog. But there's no rules. It's all about communication. All right, let's
Awesome.
grab another tune.
All right. Next up, we have A Good Thing by Tim Gales.
Another solo, right?
Another solo.
Nice.
Everybody says I'm a fool for letting you walk away, and all the things I didn't do, and they say what an awful waste. But if they really knew me well, I wouldn't have to explain, 'cause I never was good at holding on to a good thing. I should be bound and tied to something so strong. Instead, I always run for cover every time the real thing comes. And in the morning when you're gone, I'll only have myself to blame, yeah, 'cause I never was good at holding on to a good thing. I let you slip
Dude, you guys want to jump in first or me?
No, they're here to hear you because
Oh,
you're the publisher of the night. So you're the
awesome.
star of the show, man.
Yeah, go
Dude,
for it.
I think, first of all, love this idea. I think it's really cool. Just great. Like, it's got the simplicity factor that I love, but also just a slight left of center twist on that idea that I love. I think this one's really close to, for me. It's like, reminds me of, like, for sure, like could be a great Zach Top pitch right now. And I think almost like, I would love to see more of that, like lyrically. Actually, melodically, I really like it. Like, I think
Yeah.
it felt great. Lyrically, I'd love to see more on that, like maybe like what it looks like of not being able to hold on to a good thing.
Yeah.
That's really it. I think it's small tweaks on maybe pick more pictures, like to kind of pull that imagery out.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought, honestly, I loved a lot about it. I thought that first line of the chorus, I should be bound and tied to something so strong. It just felt like it needed to be a little stronger line to me. Because you're singing, I'm a fool for letting you walk away. And it just something so strong just seems like a cliche. It's not really pointed to what the song is about. Um, but I love the hook because I never was good at holding on to a good thing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's so good.
Really.
um, yeah. And you might think about throwing in a bad somewhere in there to set
Mm,
up the good. Like you think about Tim McGraw, like, yeah, I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man. So you get that opposite approach, rather than I just have myself to blame. Um, that would be my only thing is to maybe try to bring in that opposite side a little more of the bad boy. Cool.
Love that.
yes, it's great advice.
Nice solo right again, Tim. You're right on it, man.
Yeah, crushing it. Next up, we have another solo write. There are some co-writes coming up, but this one by Matt Kemp. It's called Hollywood Makeup.
Cool.
Makeup's running down your face, looking for me in the rain, in the spot where we first kissed.
Yeah.
Stood there so speechless, but I'm not there. Your wall begins to ache. Then I step out of the shadows, offer you my hand. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's of
Nailed it.
intent. Our Hollywood makeup. God knows if we have a chance. I picture perfect love, our mad little romance. 'Cause when the light is bad, there's no second takes to we really have what it takes to take off our Hollywood makeup, our Hollywood makeup.
Okay. First question: is that Matt singing?
I don't have that information.
It was it
Matt,
was hard to tell. Yeah. Because the production, I was wondering if the AI was a track, but it sounds very good. But I felt like that chorus production wise needs to lift. Like I think the melody's all right on that, Matt. Like you're you had me all the way through the verse and the pre-chorus. The melody was hooky, tight
Mhm.
rhythm patterns, tight rhymes. And then I just felt like when it got to the chorus, it didn't really like reel me in like the rest of the song did. But I'm just wondering if that's the production and not the so much the song.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like, I was in it the whole way, and honestly, I think I lost. God, if that's an AI voice, I'm sad.
Well, I wasn't sure that it didn't sound so
I
much
don't
like
think
an AI voice to me,
I know,
but
see,
I
me
was
too.
just
Yeah,
wondering about the track because the track didn't have a lot of dynamics. Um, so I don't, sometimes with AI, the track doesn't have a lot of
doesn't have a
dynamics,
lot.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
but
got lost in it. I
I
got
could be
lost.
wrong.
I was like, I was totally into the vibe of that thing. I feel like other than it's interesting because like something like that and the vocal too could work pretty well for sync, other than
Yes.
the Hollywood aspect of
Mhm.
it. It just kind of like if there was a I get that that's the hook totally, and it's an interesting hook. Um, but I was looking at it too with an idea of sync, and I was like, oh man, Hollywood might take us out of a bunch of placements just because it's so specific. But it's a cool song, man. It kind of I don't know. It has it also has um I don't know, it feels really current and really now as far as pop goes too.
Mhm.
It sounds like you're driving down Rodeo Drive in California and like it would have to be that kind of thing, like a TV show set in Hollywood. Um, yeah, uh,
Yeah,
just
like
a great feeling.
it almost felt like a male. I mean, honestly, this sounds weird, but almost a little bit felt like a male Chapel Roan in some spots. I don't know.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah,
stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
really cool.
yeah. We've
Some
had some great melodies so far tonight, y'all. Really good stuff.
Awesome. Great job, Matt. If you're listening, if you're watching. um, next up, we got Cloudy by Jet Canito, aka Bags.
cool.
All right.
It's cloudy outside. I can't see a thing. The universe is talking, but no one's listening. Feeling kind of hazy. The air is trembling. Every time this happens, I always know the consequence. A version of me who exists in varying shades of gray and red. It's cloudy outside, but I don't seem to mind, and I let the phantoms in. Constantly on fire, terrified of all the little things that matter to me.
Cool. Yeah, man. Some really cool, like I don't know. There's really cool flashes of some awesome stuff in there. Love the harmonic structure and the chord progression. Really digging like you have an interesting voice, and definitely like some cool lyrics in this one. Some sections melodically like kind of trip me up a bit, but like it's cool. I don't personally know right exactly what I would do with it right now, but
Yeah,
it's cool. I could tell it's a creative, very creative writer.
yeah. I like it. I don't have anything really to add to what you were saying.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. It almost reminds me of like some like indie stuff, maybe
Cloudy
sync, but
outside.
yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
Hey, if you're just joining us, if you're new to Songtown, we're here tonight with publisher Michael August. We're listening to verse and choruses of songs that have been submitted over the last few weeks. If you'd like to jump in on this for our next Club Songtown, join our email list at songtown.com and we'll get you, we'll hit you up and let you know when you can submit songs for our next live event.
Awesome.
What you got?
All right. We got Gone Fishing by Noah Hinshaw and Harley Rowell.
I've never seen the water quite this pretty. The way the sun shines on the crystal sea. It's everything that I could ever hope for. It's more than anything I've ever dreamed. There's only one thing that could make this better. To have you sitting right here by my side, where the fish are always biting and the weather is just right. I can't wait for you to see with your own eyes. On heaven's golden shore, I'm right where I belong. I know I feel so far away, but I finally made it home. Whenever you throw out a line, just think about the good old times we had and the ones we'll have again. 'Cause I'm not gone, I'm not gone, I'm just gone fishing.
I like that hook at the end.
Yeah, same. I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think just a few thoughts right off the bat was that it felt like a little bit, it took a while to get to the chorus. Just thinking about maybe making one of those verses the first kind of, because it feels like a double verse up front. Maybe kind of making the second one a boiling it down a little bit to something that can drive you right to that chorus. And then just something about maybe I'm just trying to look. I love that hook. I just don't know if it's paying off as good as it can yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just reading through as again.
The one thing I noticed too, and those of you that have watched my videos of Melody know that I'm a kind of a stickler for this. Every line of the song starts with a little pickup before the downbeat. So if you enter your melody lines at the same point on every line of your song, it gets old. So what I would do is when you hit that verse, try coming in after the downbeat. One, I've never seen water quite this pretty. Instead of coming in 3, 4, instead of putting that little pickup and starting on the downbeat with the never, it's the same way you do in the chorus. On heavens, you're starting the chorus the same way, the verse the same way. By the time you hear an entire song of that, no one's going to make it through an entire song of that. So when I'm doing my melody lines, I like to vary it between sections. So if I come in after the verse, in that first verse, if I come in after the downbeat, then it feels a little more laid back and chill. When I hit the chorus, I come in before the downbeat, and coming in before the downbeat adds energy. Coming in after the downbeat makes it a little more chill. So then you have contrast. Right now, every line is coming in right before the downbeat, and it just it's one reason the verse felt so long too.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with Michael. 4 lines of a verse, a couple lines of pre-chorus that feel really different than that verse, and then hit us with the chorus. And I think he got something then.
Yeah. And I want to just make the point that like, I think this is a really good idea. And it reminds me of like, it's interesting singing from the perspective of, the person who's in heaven. Kind of reminds me of that Save the Roses, the Lee Brice song. I'm just wondering. It's close lyrically. It's like it's cool, and there's so many things to love about it. But I just wonder. A couple things throw me a little bit, just like as far as maybe the talking to you, who you is, and just the angle of and the perspective of him singing from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that second verse, because there's only one thing that can make this better, and you, that's such a big idea of what the song is about. I might save that for the chorus. Um, and that's a strong idea. I just felt like there was so much said in the verse that by the time I got to the chorus, on heaven's golden shore, I'm right where I belong. But you've already said it really should be with her. So I
Right.
feel like that just cheapens the idea when you get to the chorus and you hit that first line. That first line has no lyrical impact. So I think cleaning out that first verse and making it shorter and saving that big idea of the only thing that will make it better is if you were here, then I think that would make your chorus a little stronger.
Awesome. That's great advice.
It's awesome,
So
guys.
somebody's saying shape shift. Are you referring to my melody technique? Are you referring to demons on the with Sam and
Hopefully.
Dean chasing demons?
Yeah.
All right. This next one is She's Taken Forever by Steve Oliver.
Seems like me and this old couch been here 1,000 times before. Waiting on her, taking her time, getting out that door. Every time she's late is worth the wait, but this time's different though. She gonna walk out dressed up, makeup done, and she'll be leaving alone.
Yeah.
And she's back there packing up her bags, leaving empty drawers in the dresser. Damn, she's taking forever. She's taking the car keys, leaving the memories, taking a chance on some other guy. Never thought we'd come to an end like some old cliche. She's taking a one-way trip on a two-lane highway, saying goodbye to the plan that one day she'd walk down that aisle and take my name. I guess she don't remember saying we'd always be together, 'cause now she's taking forever.
Man, you know it's crazy? I literally I had a SongTown one-on-one with a guy who has the same hook, believe it or not, and we worked through this thing. Obviously I don't want to tell you how he did it, but it's same hook, same idea, different outcome, but very cool title. I love this idea. I haven't actually heard it until that one-on-one, and I think you do a really great job. Things that I love by the way, in this song, like first line of the verse, I think that's so cool. Seems like me and this old couch been here 1,000 times before. Just a great way to say that, like, and just engaging right off the top. And also feel like the end of that verse pays off really well too. She's gonna walk out dressed up, makeup done, but she'll be leaving alone. I'm like, oh, okay. At that point, I mean, I'm really engaged. You know, you did your job on that verse.
It's like the setup to Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town, that old Kenny Rogers song.
Yeah.
Where
Now,
the girl's dressing up and leaving to go out.
dude, that's exactly right. Do you guys think, I don't know, I can't tell for sure, but I was almost like, do we need the pre? Like,
I know.
I know.
The chorus?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because when the chorus hit, I didn't feel like it hit with a lot of impact. And I think it was because we don't need the pre. And melodically, there's just a lot of rapid fire kind of rappy lyric. If you did a pre, I would do the trick that Thomas Rhett does, where when you hit the pre, you have like a whole note. Oh, she's packing her bags up. Oh,
Mm,
and
Oh,
dun, 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 and then boom, you're in the chorus. So that you have some long notes. Everything is real short and choppy. And so I always look for contrast in songs. So if I did a pre-chorus, it would be short and it would have some long kind of notes to it where it would offer contrast. Because right now, the verse and pre-chorus and chorus doesn't have a lot of rhythmic contrast. And that would be my only thing. But I like the idea of the song a lot.
yeah. And you do a great job of drilling in the taking. She's taking the car keys,
Yeah.
mhm.
taking goodbye, taking a one way. Love all that. So you're really priming that hook in a good way. Man, yeah, this one's close, dude. I think. And by the way, great job on another solo, right?
Yeah, totally.
Seriously, killer
I
stuff.
always play with the title too, Michael. Like, is it called She's Taken? Is it called Taken Forever? Um, like She's Taken Forever just seems like it almost gives the idea away. Um,
Well,
so
I just
you
saw a
might just
comment
think, yeah,
that Barry says the pre gives away the pun of the title. What do you guys think about not saving it till the end of the chorus?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think that's a good idea. Like, it doesn't feel like, that Cole Swindell song "Forever" to me, that's one where he drops the hook at the end of the pre-chorus and then kind of repurposes it at the end of the chorus. I almost feel like this song, it might be just better at the end of the chorus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a very traditional country thing is to end a verse with the title. But it has to work in the context of the overall lyric.
Totally. Awesome job, Steve. All right. Next up, we got She Ain't You by When He's Sober by Bobby Roberts.
They're not talking about me.
I
I have a
knew you were
glass
going to
of
say
wine tonight.
it.
I'm not unsober, but
She'd rather take a bullet than walk away or run. Her mama said someday he'd be the man behind the gun. Nobody said a thing if they noticed bruises on her wrist. Her daddy said I made her swear to me it wasn't always like this. Things were so much different back in 1985. Turn the other cheek, maybe even close your eyes. When he's sober, he really ain't so bad. What happens under another man's roof ain't for me and you to understand. And now she's frozen at 25 on a 40-year-old poster. I still can't help but wonder if he cries when he's sober.
man. Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Mhm.
Walk away. Nobody said.
so Bobby, if you're here,
Yeah.
I'm curious. Did you write the lyric and the melody? It's definitely an AI vocal demo. So just curious as to what your contribution was, what the AI contribution is. I mean, I know a lot of people are using AI for demos. Um,
Yeah. So Bobby actually, and he had a question and was curious, and I'm sure a lot of other people had similar questions. So he wrote lyrics and melody. He's
Oh,
an AI
cool.
vocalist. And he was curious, like, is it ready? And if so, should he go get it demoed to lose that AI vocalist, or are publishers fine with it?
I think it will be a mixed bag. Some
Hmm.
publishers will be okay with it, some won't. Um, for this kind of song, Bobby, they're going to be scoping your lyric out. Um, and if somebody cuts this, it's going to be because of the lyric, and not because of the vocal. I mean, honestly, you could have sang this yourself probably with the lyric idea. And sometimes I think that the perfect AI vocal is a bit of a distraction, but Michael can speak from a publisher's standpoint on that.
Yeah. As far as like the AI demo thing, yes, I'm always cool as long as you have the breadcrumb trail of making sure it's your work tape. You wrote lyric and melody, had a work tape, and then created the demo. If I love the demo, that being said, if I think it's a really good AI demo, um, tend to be, I found like honestly, there's only been a few AI demos that I've really been like, oh yeah, that's actually
I know.
legit.
They're
Um,
very average sounding.
yeah,
Like they're good. You hear it back and go, wow, that's amazing. A computer did this.
Mm.
But we know, Michael, the songs that typically get cut have a great killer idea, and the demos has something unique about it. And that's where AI
Hmm.
hasn't nailed the unique. AI sounds like an average of everything that's come before it.
yeah,
And so
totally.
when we did the Write for Recording Artists crash course the last time in Songtown, where we bring in label artists and you write for them, you submit choruses, and then the artist will finish the co-write with you if they like it. We've had AI submissions, and we've had very rough guitar vocal, just the writer singing into an iPhone. Every single time it's that iPhone demo that's very rough that has a killer idea that the artist wants to write. We've
Mm.
done this maybe for 3 years. No artist has ever chosen an AI submitted chorus. So let that tell you something, that people do want real, and
Yeah.
they want, but it's more about how good the song is. And you can have a great sounding AI demo of an average song idea and nobody's going to care. That makes sense. But you could have a very rough work tape of a great idea and people will jump all over it to write that with you and record it with you.
Hmm. And I think a lot of people get like in their head or nervous, like, oh, I'm not a good singer, so
Yeah.
I'd rather pitch this. But I think you kind of just hit the main point. Like people want to just hear
And
real.
we did that in the chorus.
Hmm.
Um, one of the women that submitted a chorus AI demo, and I thought the song idea was good. And I said, for the first week she submitted that, the artist did not respond. The second week I said, put your work tape, and she's like, oh, I don't sing that well. It's like, no, put your work tape in. She got runner up the second week.
Wow.
Wow.
And it really, because there's something special about the writer singing the demo, and
Hmm.
it doesn't have to be great. There's an emotional connection and you can put a slick sounding vocal on it and go, oh, that's amazing. But yeah, I can roll a Mercedes off the assembly line, but if it doesn't have an engine in it, who cares?
Oh
Like, it's
man,
just going to look pretty.
Yep.
so true. I mean, it's like you ever hear, I mean, obviously he's a ridiculous singer, but did you ever hear Stapleton sing Drink a Beer?
Oh yeah, I
No.
mean,
It's
I've
like
been in a
completely
round with him, and he sang it sitting right next to me.
Oh my
oh
God.
dude. It's a completely different song almost. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. But same thing with Will Hogue singing, yeah, even if it breaks your heart. That's like
Ugh.
completely different song when I hear, even though I love both versions, but
Hmm.
there is some magic when the writer's there and expressing the emotion through it. But yeah, I think this one's cool, man. It's a heavy topic. I don't know, like if I put the publisher hat on, like this would be a hard pitch, and I would have to like really, like it would have to be the perfect scenario to pitch it.
Totally. All right. Great job, Bobby, though. Next
Solo Right.
up.
Yeah.
Solo Right. Another one coming up. This is Watch You Fade by Ray Bejarano? I butchered that.
When I was a kid, the days were bright, playing in the sun and all night. Now I'm grown up and these days just never end. Stuck in a soul I can't mend. But the spark that still ignites in me, it's you I see. When I'm caught between the past and now, it's you and me. Dreams, watch 'em fade away as I sit alone. It's sad to see you go on your own, as I can't hold you no more. Watch 'em fade away as I sit alone. It's sad to see you go on your own, as I watch you fade away.
I watch it fade away because I don't look up. I want
Clay
some
wants to
contrast.
feature on the track.
Yeah, dude. Featuring Clay Mills. Let's go. Dude, cool tune. There's some cool stuff. I saw one of the comments pop up, 21 Pilots, and I was like,
Mhm.
I totally heard that. Love the really cool chord structure in the chorus. For me, this one's tricky just because I dig a lot of it's got a lot of cool, interesting melodies, interesting music. I don't know what I would do with it from a pitch standpoint. I don't think it's sync, and I don't think it's like an outside pitch. It feels very like you're the artist, and this is your project.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel like there was a lot through the verse and through the chorus of lines starting with the da, that note. So when you're crafting a melody, I like to create more contrast and feel like we're not just hammering that one note all the way through the song. It's okay to hammer it all the way through a chorus, but I would just like maybe play with that and try to come up with either raising your chorus or lowering the verse a little bit, just something to give it a little dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I like the changes, but because of that one note sitting so prominently at the beginning of every line, then by the time we got halfway through the chorus, I was going,
Mm-hmm.
okay, go somewhere else, please. And I think you have the bare bones of something nice and cool. It just needs to be fleshed out a little more melodically and chord wise to take it to that next level. But yeah, somebody said here it was dreamy and trippy, and yeah, that was very good. But I think you got to be careful when you're in this trance kind of mode that your melody throughout the song just doesn't sound like you're singing the same line over and over and over, that you build in a little more rhythmic contrast, melodic contrast throughout the song. But I think if you have a good basis here to start with.
Yeah.
It almost gave me like lo-fi,
Yeah.
like study music kind of
Mhm.
vibes. Super
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
though.
I know.
We need some like analog record scratch, like
Yeah.
hiss and scratch
Yeah.
sounds on there.
Yeah, man.
Totally. Awesome. All right.
Maybe a
Next-
trumpet, like bring in a little Miles
Oh,
Davis muted trumpet sound throughout there. That could help.
That's actually pretty
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
man.
It's a good
Literally, like
idea.
it's like kind of like yeah, it's got that. You're right. That's interesting. The lo-fi thing. little muted trumpet. Put that on while you're by the pool in LA and just like chill.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally. All right. Next up, we got Heart Keeps on Beating by Andrew Dolan, Jake Arthur, and David Madra.
SongTown people.
Good
go.
crew. Yeah, good crew.
6'8".
I got nights that pillow don't help me with sleeping. Yeah, I try, but getting through ain't always easy. I can get stressed, I can get distant. This world is a mess, but baby, listen, life gets hard, leaves its scars. Even the thickest skin can end up black and blue. I've been broke down, but still somehow this heart keeps pushing through. It's taking a beating, but that don't mean it don't keep on beating.
Yeah.
Keep on beating for you.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, great melody on this, guys. That it kept me engaged all the way through that.
Dude, same. Love
Really
that.
good.
Yeah, that was sick, man. I would take a copy of that one for sure.
Awesome.
Like and like, you know, Clay, you could hear Clay's excitement because I felt the same way about the first line. Just a great way to say that. I've got nights that pillow don't help me with sleeping, right? It's
Yeah.
like saying it a different way.
And it's visual. Like you can see yourself trying to sleep on that pillow. Did it bother you sleeping and easy? Like,
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for
I
bringing.
felt like easy needs to be a better rhyme there.
Yeah, you can beat line 2 because
Yes.
you set line 1 set the bar, and it's like line 2 keep that up on line 2.
Yeah.
It's like, but dude, that melody and the chord structure in the chorus, man, sick. And the singer too, was that David or Andrew?
I
Might
think
be.
actually Andrew said,
Yeah.
before I get beat up, we were last week and I've been sick, so it's an AI demo. I don't know if the singer is in it, but
Oh, okay. Because usually Andrew does really good stuff. So
yeah.
yeah.
And
But
also,
I'm not
AI demo.
really, whether it's AI or not, I was looking at the rhythmic phrasing and the melodic phrasing was all on point. So if that's your melody, Andrew and Jake, then that's a case where AI did not get in the way for me.
Yeah.
It was really subtle. And
But I have heard Andrew do just as good, and I would love to hear a version of that just to compare,
1000%.
But I
So
think the
good.
things we were responding to had nothing to do with AI. We were responding to the opening line. We were responding to the melodic rhythm phrases, the melody note choices against the chords. All of that stuff was in your original song. So yeah, that's what. So to me, that just says, well, AI didn't matter in that case.
So good.
Yeah, guys, good work.
Awesome. All right, next up, we got Join the Living by Sham Sundra.
Up till now I was barely breathing. Where there were stars I only saw black. I was dead inside with no feelings. It felt a change when I met you. I'm falling, I'm all in. Somewhere I ended up dazed. Keep falling, I'm all in every way you amaze. When I'm with you, the things you do
some cool stuff in there, man. Love the like right at the top of the chorus. I was loving that melody and the rhythm, the cadence of it felt really cool. Some interesting stuff all the way through. I don't know. I mean, I want to put this, like, I don't want it to sound like not putting this in the country, space here. So I'm not expecting the hook to pay off like a country song. But I wonder if it could pay off a little bit more, if that makes sense. I like Join the Living's interesting. But I feel like the verse kind of speaks to that. Like at the top of the verse, up till now, I'm barely breathing, where, I only saw black. But then when you get to the chorus, it kind of is a far departure from that train of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And someone in the chat also said to them, the chorus feels almost like a pre.
Yeah, here's the thing I felt, and that's a good point, is I felt like the chorus was in the same vocal range as the verse. So what I might do, Sham, and he does great vibey demos a lot. When I'm with you, da-da-da-da, we can go all night, da-da-da-da. Like make that second line and the fourth line go up. Don't wait so long to go up, because it just otherwise it didn't feel like now we were in the chorus. So you might try playing with that second and fourth line and taking those up, because the only time you really went up to that register was the last line of the chorus, and that's a long time. It's a long verse, a long chorus, and then finally you hit the emotional line at the end of the chorus. So I would just jump in quicker with the emotional notes at the top of that chorus. That would be my only thing, but the verse felt really good. I liked it.
Awesome. All right. Moving along. This next one is Something You by Phil Stevenson and Cody Sanders.
Hey, Dana, before you say that,
Yes.
someone was saying, I've got good tunes, but I'm too poor to record stuff sounding like this. I can tell you from being in the business a long time, and Michael will tell you the same thing, a simple guitar vocal of a killer song is better than a good sounding demo of an average song. So
100%.
you never be afraid. In fact, I would prefer hearing a killer song that is an undeniable song with just a simple work tape over. I can't tell you how many cuts and big songs I've had that were just a guitar vocal they didn't need a big demo, but the song idea was really good. So don't be afraid to put your best foot forward and do simple sounding stuff. A lot of people feel like they have to submit polished demos for these kind of events, and that's not true. What's going to make Michael say, I want to hear this song again and maybe sign it, is a killer idea delivered, and the whole song is killer.
Yeah. And we played guitar vocal work tapes, not even a demo, on Club SongTown before. And I think publishers have taken a copy. I still remember one of them that Michael took a copy of, and it was a guitar vocal work tape. So because
publishers like Michael, artists, they can all hear through a demo and go, is this song idea fresh? Is it different? Is this a killer idea? That's what they're listening for. They're not listening to that perfect AI vocal demo. Like that doesn't even enter the equation in what songs get picked to be on albums and recorded by artists.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, even to double down on that thought, like we'll turn in songs, at Demolition, the writers will turn in songs. And I know some of our pluggers, like it's funny, they'll actually grow attached to the work tape because they like the work tape sometimes, and the demo comes in and it may actually let them down a little bit. They're like excited to get the demo, but then they hear it and they're like, there's something magic about the work tape. And then they end up pitching the work tape instead. You know, it's like, oh, we just spent this money on this demo and then just pitching the work tape. But I'll tell you what, sometimes there's a magic to it, you know?
A demo can suck the life out of a song sometimes. It just sounds slick and polished, and there's not that raw emotion that's going to make an artist respond to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good advice.
Dana, you disappeared.
I'm back. Don't worry.
Back.
All right. Let's hear Something You by Phil and Cody.
Hey, before you do that, SongTown has a crash course coming up where Marty Dotson, 16-time hit songwriter, is going to be talking about, and we've been actually talking about this all night, how you come up with killer ideas and how you develop them into a full lyric. So I'll post that link to that in the chat. If you want to level up your writing, take the course. It will do wonders for your songwriting.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
I can't believe what started out with a smile and a conversation turned into seating charts and venue reservations. You're picking out your favorite flowers and sending the invitations. Thinking about our honeymoons got me feeling the anticipation. I know I'll be a nervous wreck, but you'll be perfect in that dress. When the day is finally done, we'll ride into the setting sun. You'll have your something old, your something new, your something borrowed, your something blue, and I'll have my something you.
Cool. I think this one is some cool stuff in here. Like I love that second line is cool to me. Like where it just feels right off the bat, like you get right to the where you're going with it. Love how you do it with, can't believe it started out a smile and a conversation, turned into seating charts and venue reservations. Love how that just kind of evolves and has a nice picture to it. I think this one might fall into what I would call like the hook feels a little too like writery. Like it
doesn't hit hard when it, like, you're my something you, like, would I say that to somebody and they feel special when I say that to them? I don't, it just felt a little flat when it hit there. Like I loved it. You had me with, you'll have your something new and something borrowed, and I'll have my something you. I felt a little let down by that. And I think that's the only problem I had. I thought the verse could be a little shorter, get to that chorus, but I love the chorus melody and the some of the lines on it. I think we're feeling the same thing. The chorus didn't pay off at the end like we wanted it to.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I can't say much more about that one. It's good though.
Good vocal. Is that Cody singing?
I don't know. I don't know if they're in the chat here, but yeah, it sounded great.
We should put more questions on the submission form, like, so we know these things, like who sang it, and
yeah. Hype up your vocalists. All right. Moving on. Next one we got They Don't Need One More by Perry Thacker.
Here you go, Hannah.
She's headed north in that old Dodge pickup, opened up her road map of the USA. Couldn't wait forever for that boy to love her, but she's done with her crying, and it's a brand new day. Can't stop her now, she's made up her mind. It's a great big country outside the door, with all the broken hearts in Oklahoma. She told her daddy they don't need one more. Got her brothers.
Sorry, I was muted. I was saying that was cool. I couldn't tell if it might be AI demo.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, had a good feel to it. And I like the idea a lot. I think that's a really cool setup line too, with all the broken hearts in Oklahoma. Shoulder daddy, they don't need one more. That's kind of cool. And melodically, I thought you did a great job of staying simple. If this is, again, like sometimes with the AI stuff, if this is your melody and you know, music and lyric, I think you did a really nice job staying simple, to the point, and you didn't overcrowd anything here. I like this.
Yeah, I felt like I love the idea. She told her daddy they don't need one more. I just feel like for this kind of song, with the verses not, do we want to feel like they don't need one more has some different meanings
I would
throughout the
be,
song?
I was
Like,
thinking
I don't feel like
that.
it's quite developed enough because the music's so simple. It's a killer idea with all the broken hearts, and you know they don't need one more. I just felt like lyrically it needed to go somewhere, take me on a journey a little more. I mean, she's headed out in the pickup. She's got her, and then the second verse, she's got her brother's laptop. That doesn't really take me anywhere further emotionally. That just feels like you're listing more details for me. And that's pretty much what you did in the first verse. And then on the highway, the bridge, she's mirrors sideways, rolled down her window. She loves how it feels. I just don't feel yet, Perry, that you've taken me on an emotional journey that for the second verse and the bridge. I love the first verse and chorus, but I think you've got to take me somewhere emotionally new and different to make that really pay off in a good way.
Yeah, and I think it's hanging right there. Could be some killer examples, and
Yeah.
maybe the title just for food for thought, but maybe it's not they. Maybe it's just don't need one more, which could open the door for you for a bunch of things. Like, you know, it could be beers. You hit the limit. You know, it could be a lot of different things that you can lead up to that hook paying off even harder.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential though, Perry. A lot.
Awesome.
Good hook.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Trouble Breaking Free by Cameron Pruitt. And they're wondering if you guys think this could work for sync.
Okay.
They want to know.
Trouble, maybe we should take a break. Don't be coming back another day. We fell in love but sank in hate. You pulled me down, down, down where I couldn't escape. You pulled me down, down, down where I couldn't escape. It's like I'm choking on a cigarette. You're my addiction and you're hard to quit. Fighting, trying to lose your grip. You led me down, down, down to a bottomless pit. Pain and pleasure when I take a hit. The taste of nicotine on your lips. I keep the habit 'cause I need to breathe. You can't stop me now. I'm
That's cool. There's some cool stuff in here. I really like that. I mean, it's even where it was going, because I was trying to figure out where the trouble thing came from in the title. But I see you kind of repeated a few times in verse 3 and then verse 5. Looking at this thing from a sync perspective, it moves. In some cases, it really does move well, but then also it sonically and like mood wise, I don't know that it's really putting me in a certain place. I don't know that I'm feeling like this works behind a number of different scenes. That's musically speaking. Lyrically speaking, I would steer clear, like in your chorus, of words like cigarette, or I'm sorry, nicotine, just because it, and in the verse too, cigarette, but verse, I'm not as concerned, just because like they're typically going to use the chorus. But word like, so if we look at that chorus, pain and pleasure, when I take a hit, the taste of nicotine on your lips. So right on that second line, you got the taste of nicotine on your lips, which is really specific. So it could take us out of a lot of syncs if that's not happening in the scene.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just being maybe a little bit more vague with that chorus. Title wise, heck yeah. Breaking Free or Trouble, both of those are great sync titles. Actually, I think we have songs in the catalog. I know we have Breaking Free. We've got a placement on. So those are good titles. You're in the right ballpark.
Here's my problem with the refrain is it's a very obsession vibey kind of track, but you're saying I need to break free and you can't stop me now, I'm breaking free. The music doesn't feel to me like you're breaking free. It feels like you're still in it. And I need that nicotine. I need that pleasure and pain. I need, like, so to me, to keep for sync, it has to be a consistent emotion and vibe. I would just keep it all about the addiction, and not try to like, oh, I'm breaking free now, because the music doesn't feel like you're breaking free. It just feels like you're in this trance addiction kind of thing.
That's so
So
true.
I would tweak that refrain lyric to reflect that a little more. And if you're super focused like that, I think you have a better shot at being a pitch for sync.
Yep. I think it's a great call.
Yeah, it's great advice. Awesome.
What's next?
Next, we
But
have
overall, Michael, wouldn't you say we've got like much stronger crop of songs tonight?
Oh my gosh. It's really strong stuff, guys.
It
Seriously.
really is. You guys have crushed it.
Yeah. Oh, we got another good crew here.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So this is Nothing for You by, I know Linda's in the chat, and Lucy LeBlanc and Rob Alley.
Awesome.
Another empty bottle next to all the others on the nightstand. How long will it take before I start feeling numb? Keep tipping them back, but they're not kicking in. Need you so bad. Wanting what I can't have has got me coming undone. If whiskey won't put out this fire, give me something stronger. Is there a fix for this? I wanna feel something new. 'Cause I gotta have it, baby, I gotta have it. I'm addicted to you, addicted to you. The thought of your body hits me harder than the 90 proof. I'll take anything to make me feel nothing for you.
It's cool thought there for sure. I like, definitely got a dark angle on this one. And I think, generally these are tougher songs to pitch and get cut, just because it has to be an artist, has to say that. fortunately right now there are actually feel like we're in the grunge era of country, so there's more more artists willing to be this person in the song. I think melodically it feels a little bit like I couldn't really grasp onto anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the verse is a little long. I don't think you need the whole "if whiskey put you out of this fire" that melodically. I think it needs to get to the chorus sooner. Um, and the it just felt like you're just slinging lines at me, Rob. Um, and there's a lot I like about it. It's a cool vibe. I just felt like it needed some harder melody, rhythmic patterns that I could latch onto and go, here are some patterns that my brain thinks, oh, this is the chorus and it's a hook and it has me singing along rather than you're just talking to me slinging lines. That talking to me thing works great for the verse, but by the time you hit that chorus, we need something that makes me feel like I'm a part of it.
Yeah. Love that. That's a great way to put it. And some great lines. Like I'm just looking at, like, I do love that line, like, the thought of your body hits me harder than the 90 proof.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the setup to the hook. I wonder if that's earlier in the chorus,
That could be an open line of the chorus.
Could, yeah. And kind of building upon that thought, and then literally, like, the whole point is, like, that line right there, I'll take anything to make me feel nothing for you.
Yeah.
Is really about the whole, what this person is consuming to numb the pain and forget about the other person. So maybe that type of line right before the as the setup line might be stronger.
Totally.
And actually, the first line of the chorus is pretty cool. Is there a fix for this? I want to feel something new. I don't know. Just thoughts, but cool stuff, guys. Definitely cool stuff. A lot to love in this one.
Yeah, Rob's a great producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really good producer.
Heck yeah. Yeah. This is a good crew, man. Good work.
Awesome. Well, we got like 4 minutes left. Do you guys want to take some questions, or what you thinking?
Yeah, let's do it. Anyone's got questions?
Yeah, put them in the chat. Let us know what you're wanting to know from Michael and Clay. Industry talk.
Let's go.
Songwriting.
Yeah.
But it really was a good, like you said, it was a really good crop of songs this time around, I think.
Good crop, man. Those are some killer song and some killer solo writes today, guys. And just I'll add, until there's a question in there, I love hearing solo writes as a publisher because it helps me understand what you do as a writer clearly. Not to say at all that you should only solo write. I think co-writing is 100% necessary. However, it's cool to hear solo writes for me because I can really identify, your voice in the song. So anyway, it's good. I appreciate them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Clay's muted.
Oh, slinging
Of
lines.
course, I'm muted. Yeah, but if you notice, Morgan Wallen has really hard rhythmic patterns that are hooky and lots of repetition. So it's more than just slinging lines. Know what I mean? Like, so if you're gonna do that, you've got to pull out the hooks and make it feel hooky at the same time.
It's a great point. Check out, Linda, I think a great example of what Clay just said is like the new one, Just in Case. Semi-new at this point. So much to grab onto melodically. That also can come off like slinging lines, like casually, but it's got something that just continues to just hook you.
Rob wants to know, Michael, in your opinion, what's the trend going forward in country right now?
Man, it's like a bunch of trends at once, huh? It's interesting. It's a cool time because you got your
Yeah.
old school stuff. You got your Zach Top. I'm seeing that stuff kind of blossoming more and more as far as like more artists cropping up in that world. I'm also seeing like hardcore country that's popping off. Like, been hearing more stuff like Lakeview, and there's a guy named Bill Murray. If you haven't heard it, I mean, not the actor, but
I was like, huh?
yep. So there's interesting things the hardcore country stuff is interesting. I feel like we're still in what I'm calling the post bro era, which is like your Morgan Wallen era. And also what I said earlier, it's like, I feel like we're in the grunge era of country. Here's a thing right now that's interesting. We did a chart study that I remember, like, I think it was almost 10 years ago, we did a chart study, had all these questions. Like, for example, we did the top 40 and we broke it down into all these questions like how long, song length, how long did it take to get to the chorus, theme, love song, breakup song, life song, all that stuff, right? As many detailed things as we can get just to like gauge what's going on. And I will say that there were more like sad breakup songs, like tenfold on the radio now than there was 10 years ago. That I thought was interesting. Love songs still rule. They still, up-tempo positive was still the winner for own the charts. And there were a fair amount of life songs as well.
Yeah.
But like, look at the breakup. I mean, one of my favorites on the radio right now, bar none. Like that's one of those songs I wish I wrote. I hope at the at that, what is it, the NSAI Awards, the songs I wish I'd written. That's one right there for me.
Awesome. Do you have any questions? Hey, y'all. If you want to learn how to write great killer hooks, develop those into killer lyrics, killer songs, check out the crash course. I'm popping it in the chat here. 3-week crash course online, 1 hour a week. And it will really take what it does is get you focused on what is a great song idea. How do you find them? And then once you have a great song idea, all these things we've talked about tonight, how do you develop it into a song that's going to make an artist want to record it? So this crash course will help you get there.
And Maria was wondering, do you offer crash courses for sync?
Yes, we do. And if you don't know about SongTown, not only do we do 4 or 5 crash courses through the year, but we also have something called an Edge group, which each month you meet with a publisher. We have a pop group, country group, we have a sync group, we have a Christian group, but you meet with a publisher like Michael August, for instance, and he'll go, hey, this month, let's try to write for these artists. And you target write for those artists, which is a whole skill that you got to learn as a writer. And then if he hears something he likes, he can pitch that song. And so, yeah, we have a sync group. You could jump into that, learn about sync writing, get your stuff pitched. They get sync briefs throughout the month that you can pitch for different projects. So, yeah, we have it all. Join songtown.com. I mean,
And
there's
I
a
saw
lot
a
of
lot of,
there's a lot of organizations out there. I don't want to brag because I started it, but I feel passionate about it. And there is nothing else like Songtown because Marty Dodson and I started it, and we are longtime songwriters. And a lot of other groups, I don't want to trash them, but they're not always run by people that are songwriters that have had success and know how to get you there. And so everything we do is not to say, oh, send us $25 and we'll pitch your song to all these artists. It's not like that. It's set up to work the way the music business really works. You work with a publisher, you learn how to perfect your craft. And if you write killer songs, we can get them heard And that's the way the music business really works. So because Marty and I are writers, we will get you the tools you need to become a good writer, a great writer, and then you can get your songs heard.
Awesome. And I know a lot of people in the chat are saying, I wish my song could be played because we got over 150 submissions for tonight. So,
Wow.
but if you are a SongTown member, you could get a pro feedback from a pro writer once a month.
Every month, yes.
Every month. Yep, every month. So join SongTown and get your song feedback, and among
Awesome.
lots of other stuff.
We will see you guys next time. If you are new to this and you want to submit for next time, check out our community tab on YouTube. Go to songtown.com, join the email list. You'll get notifications when to submit for the next one. And we'll definitely invite Michael back because we kind of like him. He's really nice.
Yeah, I
Guys,
guess.
This is awesome, guys. It's such a great night tonight. So many awesome songs. And gosh, Clay, it's crazy. I think I've been working with SongTown now for like over 6 years.
Wow.
Time flies, right?
Yeah.
Nuts. But it's every time I've been working an Edge group now for that long, and I can tell you 100% there have been so many songs that we've signed and pitch actively, had sync placements on. And that's just one publisher, Demolition. So it's a very unique company, nothing like it out there with the level of material and professionals you get access to. I'm like, just
And
crazy.
you've seen writers come through Songtown in the Edge groups like Sarah Davis, who go on to write the biggest song in the whole world,
Literally.
like for a year to have the most played song in the entire world for like. So there's so much talent that comes through here. So if you're looking for co-writers, there's a lot of talent. If you're looking for artists to write with, check out Songtown.
Awesome.
Hey guys,
Thanks for
we'll
tuning
see you
in.
on the next club.
All right.